Hello everyone, today we are going to show you how to visualize this Excel dataset, how to implement Power Query steps that will enable us to properly load data into Power Query and create this nice matrix visual. So as you can see in this Excel sheet, we have countries, but not in the columns as it would be perfect to have, but we have countries in the row, in the columns, and for each country we have two columns. So the first country has the budget and the amount spent for that budget, and to further increase the complexity, we have budget set for the category only, not for the subcategory. Then the amount spent is per subcategory. So as you can see in the screenshot here, we have calculated percentage spend for each subcategory, but calculating it for the amount of the budget per category. So we don't have the amount of budget per subcategory, so we use the percentage of the category amount, category budget. So for example here we have 190 the amount spent, and we have total budget for this category 314. So the percentage of this subcategory in the total budget of the category is 60.52%. And we will do some conditional formatting of the percentage values, which does not work as it expected. So we have to do a little workaround there. So let's bring up a new blank Power BI file. We will load the data. We will do some Power Query steps, and let's see what happens. In the first site, this doesn't look easy at all because of the countries being on the columns and all other things that we mentioned. So let's close this. We go import data from Excel. This is the file, and after it is red, then we go and transform data, and let's see what we can do now. So first we need to put the country into the both columns. So because the country, when the cell is merged in Excel, the text goes only for the first cell, not for the second one or third and so on. So we have to put the country name into the second columns also. How we do that? We cannot do that in this view, so we need to transform entire table. We need to transpose it like this, and now we can fill down here. So first we remove these empty columns, which in previous view were rows. So what the transpose function does, it flips the table entirely. So we remove these two, And now we can fill down these two columns. Okay, like this. So now we have the country and the site. So first country, the budget. First country, the amount spent, and so on. Next, but I think before this we should do some other steps. Let's get rid of this change type step first. So before transposing table, we will need these to be headers in the next step here. So category and subcategory to be the headers of this view here. So what we have to do in order to do that, we need to merge these two columns. Let's select a custom underscore delimiter, no problem about the name. And now we have only one row here, which we can use as the headers now. So what's the next step to do? We can now select these three columns and go and unpivot other columns. What will create this? This will create the country, site, and category will stay as columns. Then it will create another two columns. The first one being the category, and the second one being the category description, and the second one being the values. So we select these three columns and then go unpivot other columns. Okay, now you see it clearly. So what we do now, let's remove these underscores, and let's make this okay. We will not need to rename this, but first we need to split this, so get split back to what it was. So in the category and subcategory, and now what we have to do is we need to pivot this column. So we have create from these two columns, create two other columns which will hold the values for each country and site, category and subcategory, like this. So we select this one, we go pivot column, and then select from where to get values. Get values from this value column here, and then we can choose to don't aggregate here. We can leave it as sum maybe, but let's go it like this. Okay, so now we have converted two columns that were headers in the first view here, and we made them be columns like this. So we have country, site, category, then we have subcategory, then we have the budget value, and we have the spend value. What we need to do here as the last step is we need to take care about this budget value, because the budget value, as you see here, is for the category, but not only for the exterior as you see here in the Excel. So the budget, this budget here belongs to entire category. And now in the Excel, in the Power BI, it says that is only for the first subcategory, which is wrong. So what we do here, we go and fill down this one too. So we go fill, right click, fill, and then down. By doing this, we need to take care after we load this that we do not apply sum function over the budget column, but we will need to use the average. And we also need to take care that we cannot divide this budget for each subcategory, but as a total, this amount belongs to the category column, category values. Okay, the data type is right, so this is the best way to load this data into Power BI. So we click close and apply, and we will have the columns here. So this concludes the first part of this session. Now we will continue to create the matrix as you saw in the beginning. So what will the matrix have? So let's click the matrix, and then we put category now here, and then the subcategory here, and then we put the country into the columns, and then we have budget and the amount spent in the values, like this. Now we create a measure that will calculate the percentage spent. So let's say percentage spent, which is the division between sum of the spend amount divided by the average of the budget. As we said, we cannot use sum here because in the totals it will provide us with wrong results. And if this formula brings an error, then make it blank, like this. Okay, we format this as a percentage, and we put it also in the values well here. Okay, like this. So now what do we have here? Should move this category up here. Okay, so now we have buildings. We will check this building structure, which is the budget. So the budget spent and the percentage spent. Let's make this matrix, let's put the grids, both vertical and horizontal, and let's move the row headers or column headers to the center. Oh, that's only for the title line. Okay, so like this. So Afghanistan budget spent, percentage spent. Now what we notice here is that this value got summarized. So we have the sum all the values for this for subcategories got added up and created this value, which is wrong. And what we do now, simply go to the budget and choose average. So now we have the correct value. What else to do here is that we don't need these values to show here. We need it for the calculation, but we don't need it to be here. As we said, this budget is not for the subcategory, but it's for the category. So we need to do a little trick here. So we go to the style of the matrix and choose minimal, and then go to the field formatting, and for the budget we say that font color is white, and this applies to the values and not to the subtotals. Okay, so now the value is here, but the users don't see it. And so we have this value divided by this value gives this value, and so on. Okay, so what we have to do else here is to create the conditional formatting of the percentage spent. So we go here, and then conditional formatting icons, and here we choose this is all okay, applies to value. Let's leave it like that. Right of the data, alignment middle, and let's choose different set of icons like this. And if we leave it with the percentage like this, it will not work. It's strange, it took me some time to figure out what to do, but we need to switch this to numbers and then create the values for the icons that we want to see. So for example, if this is the percentage spent is greater or equal to 0, and let's say is less than 25, then it's okay. So the spending amount for that subcategory is okay. If this is bigger than 25 but is less than let's say 55, then put this icon here. And if the value is greater than 55, but we need to put the 0 before here because we are using numbers, and the measure is percentage, so like this. And we can leave it 100 here in case the measure goes beyond 100%. Okay, so like this. So this value is greater than 55, then we have this icon. This is less than 55 but bigger than 25, then we have this other icon, and this one is greater than 55, and we have this red icon here. Now we just add the slicers. Make it drop down. I like to put the shadow here, and then same for the matrix. Okay. Then we can can also put site here, even though site and country is 1. Then we put category, and finally the subcategory, and everything works well. So we can select a category and see data only for building structure, grounds, security, use control and click to see more than one category, and so on. Subcategory, sites, and countries. So we want to compare the values between these 3 countries. I don't think we need totals, so we can remove. And we didn't change the style of the grid to be minimal, so we don't see the values that we try to hide. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions about this tutorial. I would be happy to help. And also, if you have any specific complex data set, then please contact me, and I will try to transform it properly. Thank you again, and have a good day. Bye bye.